Everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up.
Welcome to Tales from the Field. We are back and better than ever. My name is Bradley Ball, and it is so good to have you with us. Last week, we had Amy Harold on the Tuesday show. Andreas hosted, Josh won, and Josh will be our host today. And on Thursday, our good friend Daniel Taylor joined the show, and we covered so much great community content. All of those links are available on the comment section of the Roundtable show itself over on YouTube. If you haven't seen those shows, I have no idea what to do. If you haven't seen those shows, don't worry. Stay right there. This show is posted on YouTube after the live stream. And if you would like to interact with the show, go over to our Twitter account, TalesFTField. Tales from the Field on Twitter. That's where we're streaming. Also streaming on LinkedIn under my account at SequelBalls. Head over and tweet and comment on the stream. Or you can go to YouTube, and we are broadcasting live on the show. And one of my wonderful co-hosts will be able to look at that comment and maybe add it to the show. Don't forget, this week is Sequel Saturday Dallas. Buck Woody will be there. Anna Hoffman will be there. So will Bob Ward. Matthew Roach.
Wait. That wasn't wrong.
Atlanta.
And we're going to Atlanta this weekend.
We're going to Atlanta. Oh my goodness. Data Saturday. Wow. Sorry about that. My bad on the Data Saturdays. Dallas was last week. Atlanta is this week. Make sure you go to the right city. Woo. Buck Woody will be there. Not in Dallas. Anna Hoffman will be there. So will Bob Ward, Matthew Roche, Matt Gordon, Joey D'Antoni. Amy Harold, still going to be there, but it's Atlanta this time. Alan Hurt, Patrick LeBlanc, Anthony Santino, Hope Foley, right there, who's joining us in the Electrons, and more.
Yeah,
Go to DataSaturday.com to sign up. Oh, what is that? And of course, before we go any further, let's introduce these co-hosts. I am joined by Andreas Padilla. I can't figure out where that's coming from. Josh Ludeman. And the Izzo, the Jehovah, the lyric of truth, like smoke in the booth, universal, unique, untouched, unadulterated, the raw, uncut, the one, the only, Niraj Jafari. Josh is the host this week. Josh, what is our topic?
Well, now with all the fun audio issues we've been having, I just want to say, does everybody hear me okay?
No,
but you sound like a hyper rabbit.
I sound like a hyper rabbit. I have that effect sometimes.
You're kind of wiki kind of rapper,
staticky.
up a little bit, maybe.
Wiki. Is this any better? No, this is probably worse.
Oh, maybe a little better. Dan says hi. Thank you, Detroit.
For today's topic, and yep, I'm the host this week. I really want to focus on the topic of community. And so, as you can see, that's where we have our guests here this week. We have Ree and we have Hope that we brought to the table to really talk about the importance of the data community, how the community can not only help those who participate in it as speakers, but also those who participate as attendees.
Excellent. I love that topic. The data community is very, very near and dear to my heart, as if it couldn't get any better. As you've already said, Ree Merritt, aka Irish Sequel, the head of the product group, aka PG lead for the data platform MVPs, the data Azure community for Microsoft, one of the user group leaders for the Atlanta chapter for the data community, and the planner of Data Saturday Atlanta is joining us. Ree, I'm so glad you could be with us.
I'm really glad to be here. Actually, thanks so much for having me. I got plenty of extra time this week. Plenty of extra time. I
have no idea what you're doing with all this extra time, and you don't have a hurricane barreling down on your event that's getting ready.
I don't. You would have got the emails that went out to speakers about. So Hurricane Ian's coming, and we got to come up with some contingency plans just in case.
Yeah. But don't worry, folks. Right now, it doesn't look like it's going to be that bad of a storm by the time it makes it to Atlanta. Atlanta, the beautiful Microsoft campus that has opened up in Atlanta, will be the site of the Data Saturday. Right now, it is open for business. When does the cutoff for registration occur?
Tomorrow.
tomorrow. You heard it here.
Yeah.
If you have not registered for Atlanta, and remember, this is a free event. I can't say that enough. A free event with this lineup of amazing speakers. We want to make sure you get over there. But that's not all. We also have Hope Foley, aka Hope_Foley on Twitter, a Microsoft CSA, one of the leaders of the Microsoft US EDU customer user group, a leader of the Azure data community from Indianapolis. Also, Hope has the coolest beer choices on happy hours of anyone I've ever known. Welcome, Hope.
Thank you. This is awesome. Yeah, I am. Thank you for having me. This is super fun. Yeah, and I am a big beer snob. I don't waste calories on bad beer. So yeah.
Well, I was going to say hello to our friend Sean Warwick, but again, yeah, why would you? And every time that we're on a happy hour call, I'll be honest. One of the things I always want to know is, what is Hope drinking? I don't make as many good decisions when it comes to beer as Hope, but every time I end up at some indie pop market where I'm like buying, cheese or meat or, getting donuts, there's all these really cool little pop-up places in Orlando. They always have beer coolers. And I'm constantly going, okay, that looks interesting. Let's grab a couple of those. I have a fridge full of them. So whenever you get to come hang out, I either have really bad taste and you will be like, Balls, don't get this kind of beer again, or you will be very delighted. I don't know which. It's going to go one of the two ways.
Yeah, I'll appreciate the effort for sure. Yeah. No, I am so excited. Yeah, thank you for all you're doing. Dang, I feel so. I helped organize Indianapolis, and I just can't imagine like getting back into the game now of it. And it's like muscles we haven't flexed in so long, and yeah,
it is so much work.
Yeah.
So I will say we actually kind of decided to wade into the deep end of the pool this time. So pre-pandemic 2019, we had about 1,100 registered, 600 people in the door. And
wow.
So when we started talking about this again this year, thanks Buck and Bob for going, hey, Ree, you should do a thing. I went to my committee and I was like, can we do like scale this down? And everybody went, oh, yes, we can scale this down. So we've got about 350 registered right now.
That's still a phenomenal outcome I know SQL Saturdays that do not even make it up to 350. And that's the thing, the lineup of speakers that we have for Data Saturday Atlanta is just amazing.
Yeah.
Andreas, I'm going to kick it over to you real quick. Third week that we're doing the show. Josh is the host today. He was awarded by you. Do you think this increases your chance of winning?
Whoa, no, I think we have to clean the swamp out. I think there's a conspiracy still. I think you guys have it out for me. And I sleep with one eye open, anytime I'm walking next to you guys. So, yes, I'm very uneasy.
I
learned so much.
You too?
I was going to say, I learned so much from my co-hosts all the time, and I have learned about Andreas. Slightly paranoid. Or very paranoid. I can't decide which.
Or appropriately paranoid.
You know what? It could be. Absolutely.
Just throwing that out there as an option.
So, Josh, I know you've had audio issues. Since you're the host, do you want to remind folks of how the show works and what the rules are?
I think he said he's in static voice, so we should announce it.
I was going to say, tell me how bad I sound, and I'll tell you if I continue.
You still sound very staticky.
Okay. Well, so I'll just go through it then and then be very quiet and issue points off the banners and things like that. So for how we handle this is we bring the topic to the table community, and then as folks at the table, whether it be Ree, Hope, Brad, Mirage, or Andres, offer observations or their opinions or perspectives to the table, we will associate point values, and then out of the folks, whoever gets the most points gets the host next week.
So, but me and Niraj and Andreas are playing. You and Hope and Ree are doing the points, right?
Oh yes, yeah, because Hope and Ree can't, are going to be necessarily.
I mean, look, they would be much better choice for hosts than any of the three of us. I'm just saying.
Point of clarity: am I allowed to assign negative points?
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome. Excellent.
So you can
Just
give me
make
negative
it
20
open it up to
points
you.
right off the bat.
And-
Yeah, I was going to say, you can give
I
me
just-
negative 20 right
well,
there.
well, Josh
just
is the
for
host.
making
He
it.
can't repeat as the host, but you could give him all the negative points you want. I was going to say, Ree, you look fabulous in those glasses.
Thank you. Thank you.
Flattery will get you
I
nowhere.
picked these out like I was like, is Brad gonna like this shade of blue? And
I really appreciate that.
so here we are. Yeah.
Well, I did, but I would have liked any shade you picked out.
Thank you.
So you get points I can just throw out points for no reason at all, just random points, just to make sure I'm clear on how this works.
All right, so I'm already starting off with negative 10. Ouch. Ouch. Oh. Dan Taylor says that he will lend his tinfoil hat to Andreas. And Sean has a comment on Josh's voice. Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice. Well
yes,
done.
please, everyone. Yeah, let's pick on Ludeman.
So how many times is that better going to pop up? Am I at negative 30 points or am I
negative 30 points?
Negative 30
How
points?
do we keep track?
Niraj keeps jumping in and flashing the banner. I flashed it one time. Niraj is like, hold on, let me go.
Ooh, there is a conspiracy. Niraj.
Yeah, negative
how
20
could
points.
you?
Raj gets 50 points for clever reflashing the banner.
Oh.
Right?
Oh,
Yep.
50 points.
Ouch. Oh. I'm
It's
at negative
brilliant.
40. Niraj is at 50. Andreas, you may be my only hope. All right.
I mean,
so Josh, I'm going to try
I'll throw a bone for you later on, Brad. I haven't lost you. I'll throw a bone.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So Josh, I'm going to help you out because I know you've had some technical issues. So we're looking at Azure Data Community, how you can get into it, good stories about it. I guess, but first, Ree, we talked a little bit about Data Saturday, and you've got so much going on. You are the head of the MVP program, the head of the Azure Data Community. You are running a Data Saturday. You've got the PASS Summit coming up. What do you want to talk about? Anything in particular that you want to tell people, hey, here's a call to action. Go do this.
So let's see. So if you're out there and you're a user group leader, a data platform user group leader, and you're not in the network, everything you need, you can start at aka.ms/data community. And that will be, from that page, you can find a user group. You can apply to participate with your user group. You can read our newsletter that talks about the Azure Data Community Advisory Board. There are blog posts, podcasts, YouTube channels, all kinds of stuff there, including upcoming events. If you're an event organizer, you can actually submit your event through a link there, and we'll list you on our page so other people can find you. We tried our best to create this kind of one-stop shopping for the community, just to make sure we didn't lose what we had. Right? We wanted to keep what we built over the last 20 years going. So that's
absolutely.
where we are.
If people don't know, when the pandemic passed, the largest user group in the world went bankrupt, and they were purchased by Redgate. Redgate is trying to continue on many things, but there was a period of time where there was just chaos. I mean, we can't go and meet in person, and there are user groups trying desperately to be able to keep their membership base together. Because as someone who's been to a user group in person, people don't always realize this. They're wonderful to go to because you get to network, you get to talk to people who are facing the same things you are facing. If you're a DBA, you can bring a problem. I can't tell you how many times I've had friends come to the user group with their problems, and there are people from Microsoft there, and there are MVPs there, and there are consultants from the community, and they'll sit there and they'll go, oh, have you tried this? Have you tried that? And they leave with these opportunities. So it's much more than going, oh, hey, here's a conference and we're all going and having a great time. There are real people, real jobs, and there are communities and networking that we're trying to save at that point in time. And that's really when the Azure Data Community that Microsoft started putting together stepped up.
So when things went a little nuts with PASS, we were all kind of working in the back end. And I will say that my leadership in Azure Data came to me and said, you're kind of our community person. What should we do? And my answer was save user groups. Because if you lose user groups, you lose everything else, right? Like then you lose the ability to tell people about conferences. You lose the ability to tell people about new products that are coming out, all of this stuff. So they said, okay, great. Let's save user groups. What do you need? And I was like, oh, I own this now. Okay. So we were like, okay, what do we need to do? Easiest thing to do is get them on Meetup. And so Microsoft covers the cost of user groups to use Meetup. We provide community teams for them. So if they want to meet virtually, they can. And you can, like right now, I think we have 145 user groups around the world in 42 different countries.
Wow.
86,000 members worldwide. So, but we started right away reaching out to user group leaders going, get on me, email your attendees now, set up a Meetup account, set up an email address, set up something so you don't lose touch with them. And some did. Some stayed really strong. Some are coming back. As proof, I was at Data Saturday Dallas this past Saturday's fantastic event, 70% show rate. The week before, the Atlanta Developers Conference, 70% show rate.
Wow.
So
I remember
for
for people who don't know, a show rate is the number of people who sign up for something versus the number of people who show up for it. And I remember we would have sometimes 500-600 people sign up for SQL Saturdays in Orlando that I used to help with. And we might get, a 64% show rate. And that was great because we would be at nearly 400 people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were about 50 in Indy, and yeah.
Sorry, but I'm going to toss it back to you, Reed, but a 70% show rate, that's amazing.
I can't decide if I'm nervous or excited or both for what's going to happen with our show rate this coming week, so this Saturday. So, we deliberately 4 tracks, 5-ish tracks, so 25 sessions spread across 5 different rooms, we used to rent an entire college campus building to host our event. So it's really nice to have everything as small as it is. We're still trying to, find that way to value add for sponsors, all that kind of stuff. So we're still, we've done this for a long time, but there are some things I think we're having to relearn.
It's just natural.
How's the sponsorship been? I feel like organizers out there are kind of nervous about maybe potentially doing their own because we're not sure. Are they there? How do you feel?
So I think first and most importantly, every contact you had at any sponsorship has moved on. They're all gone. Like almost everybody we contacted, either the email bounced back or we never heard anything. We'd reach out to somebody else at the company and they're like, oh yeah, she left. Wow. Especially if they're people who ran events, right? They didn't run events during the pandemic. They moved on to something else. So we had to re-find a lot of these contacts. I think, we changed our name. We became a Data Saturday. We used to be a SQL Saturday. We became a Data Saturday. Maybe people are a little hesitant about that. So part of the reason we scaled back so much, Atlanta used to have 72 speakers. This year we have 25. We used to, the huge speaker dinner. This year it's like happy hour with some appetizers. We deliberately stayed as small as we could to keep our budget as small as we can. As we wade back into the pool. But yeah, sponsorships have been a bit of a climb, trying to find all the right people that matter. And I found out we lost a couple of sponsors who would have loved to have come, except here in Atlanta, this week is fall break. And so the person who would be over that is out of town. So, and the requirement is that, if you're going to be a gold sponsor, you have to have somebody on site. Well, there's nobody to be on site. So that's just how the timing worked out, I suppose. But we're financially, we're doing okay. We had a little bit of money in the bank to float us till everything else happened. And and we have a fantastic set of speakers. Like, I don't care if 50 people show up. I have the most amazing schedule that I have ever put together in my entire life, right? I have
it is wonderful.
Of the best.
I'll be honest.
100,000 points for Ree. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Look, Ree, if you ever want to come back and host, but I was going to say, I think next week you're going to be resting, which you should be.
No, I won't be. We're headed into Ignite. It's conference season for me, Brad. I'm going to rest.
That's right.
December 12th.
Like that's all the sleep you need when you're dead.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Which is going to be December 12th, though. I mean, that's.
And I was going to say, since we're talking about Ignite, I'm going to go ahead and throw the banner up there. People should register because while it is going to be a hybrid event, and there are people that can go and can attend in person, it is also going to be broadcast virtually around the world. I'm hoping we actually keep that model because I think it is wonderful to just be able to disseminate that information, give that capability to all the people that previously might not have been able to go to a Microsoft Ignite. Not only that, I'll plug the fact that there are consultant one-on-ones. If you register for Ignite, you can register to meet with people and discuss technical issues that you have. Our group, Fast Track, is signed up. The app side is, the infra side is, the security, the app dev, and then also us, the data. And so there are multiple different aspects. So if you want to talk about analytics, if you want to talk about your end-to-end ADS that involves your relational data, pipelines, reporting, things of that nature, ML and ML ops, you can sign up for those. And you may even get one of the four of us to be on the call.
But it went live today at 11 o'clock. So you can start getting the one-on-one sessions registered. Just went live.
And those go fast, so make sure and sign up for those. But yeah, so no rest for the weary. I get that, Ree, because after this, then we've got the Past Summit, and then we've got also at the same time Live 360, which Josh and I will be at. Yeah, it's so much going on, and then we've got Dev Intersections in December, and then we get to a point in time where hopefully you're taking vacation and you're resting.
Oh, so speaking of, Dev Intersections is now the Azure Data Conference.
Yes.
And so if anybody out there is watching this, and Brad, you're going, we're going to be doing a charity thing again this year. So I'll be reaching out, look for me to tweet that or share that or whatever, but we're going to be doing, each year the Microsoft employees, MVPs, data community people, whatever, if they're interested, we get together and do some kind of charity event. And we're doing something again, I think at a youth home. I don't recall what it is. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's fantastic. I always love it. I know the pandemic really locked down on that. And last year, one of the things we did was we assembled hygiene kits to be able to donate, or I think it's the Nevada Teen Homeless Foundation that helps be able to hand those out to teenagers who are also experiencing and suffering from homelessness.
Right.
So yeah, I love it. I love it that we always find a way to do something charitable in the local community that we're at. Hope, what do you want to talk about, my friend? You've got a lot going on as well. I mean, there's so many initiatives that you're heading up. I recently spoke at the EDU data chapter that you run specifically for EDU customers within Microsoft.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I help run. So we're kind of building a data community within the education sector. Education has definitely varied, interesting data needs. So so I'm kind of help building community, but just getting excited. I'm so excited for Data Saturday this weekend in Atlanta. I didn't realize how big of a part this community is to, like, I don't know, you don't know what you got till it's gone, but I am just like crazy excited to go to. This will be my first in-person event. I haven't spoke in person since the pandemic, and I've kind of really struggled over COVID, like missing all, like, there, the friendship, I just can't believe how much I missed over this time. So I'm excited. I know some of you guys have been out there in the wild, out in the wild already, but I haven't been out there, and man, I've missed it. So I'm crazy.
It's so amazing to experience it again. And one of the things I want to say is our dear friend who's no longer with us, Gareth Swanepoel, he put together this happy hour when COVID first started. And there's a lot of us that go there. I have not made it on the last couple of months as much as I used to, but there was a period of time every single Wednesday, like clockwork, we were all on there, especially during the pandemic. And I want to say there's at least 20, 30 people on the invite, people at Microsoft, people outside of Microsoft. It's the community. And we became so much more tight knit. But it was, this data community that brought us together in the first place. And then over COVID, we're all sitting there having drinks every Wednesday, talking about the issues we're facing with family, that we're facing with the pandemic, that we're facing professionally. I can't even begin to express how much the community has given to me. I'm here at Microsoft because of the community. I was working at Publix, and I went to my first SQL Saturday ever. And that then got me the job over at Pragmatic Works, because I was speaking at all the same places as them. And they came to me and they were like, hey, we really like you and we like hanging out with you. You should come work with us. And I never imagined that I would be a consultant who got to teach just technology and be a truly technology-based professional. In my role there, I presented so many times. I guess I impacted the community enough. I eventually became an MVP. And when I became an MVP, I made friends with people over at Microsoft, and the opportunity came, and I came to Microsoft. And so literally I look at my career and all these wonderful things I have in my life. And it all started with going to that first SQL Saturday and finding that community and getting involved in that community. It's just an amazing experience. And then to think how it continues to bring us all together. It's more than just going and saying, I'm doing something to learn for my job. You get a lot more.
To go back to what Hope said about how important community is. So I will, let me add, I don't know. It's not necessarily community that's so important. It's all of the friends it's not just now the community. These people are my best friends, right? My husband and I got married last April. So April of 21, I had several MVPs, several Microsoft employees, like either in or at my wedding on a beach in Florida, right? Because that's who's become super important in my life. And I certainly wouldn't have my job, the job that I have right now, right? Working, running the Azure Data Community, helping select new MVPs. If I was at a SQL Saturday Nashville 10 years ago, and Tammy said to me, hey, do you want to moderate a WIP panel during lunch? And I said, okay. And I just, and from there, it was off. So it absolutely altered the course of my life. Absolutely altered the course of my life.
Yeah. I was going to say, Tammy has a way of doing that. So I know we've talked quite a while. I think let's try and play a quick condensed session of the game.
This went by fast.
I saw I'm at positive 10 points after my shameless smoozing.
Minus 10 points to Brad. Or sorry.
Down to 0. Oh,
how do you
no,
guys keep track? Yeah.
I'm imagining the host has a spreadsheet or something like that, or he's just so smart that he has it. I shouldn't compliment him though, because it could be negative points again. So the ass hat in the hat is keeping track of things.
10 minus.
Wait, what am I going to do? I'm at 0. Yeah. I'm not winning this week. Sorry, I forgot. It's a family show. My bad. I'm disqualified. I didn't even know that was possible. Well, if I'm getting a red card, wait a minute, I'm coming over there. Maybe I'm going to wear your hat all week long. Maybe I'm taking the hat to Live 360, and I'm going to. That's right. I can give you your Justin Timberlake slap fight.
We got whistles and cards and slap boxing now. Yeah.
I know, right? Well, wow. Well, that's what you get. Maybe I'll have better luck next week. I am officially out of the running, so it's down to Andreas and Niraj. So I was going to say,
wait,
Andreas,
where are they on points right now? Where are they on points?
I have no idea.
Oh,
I got a goose egg right now. Big fat goose egg.
50.
And Niraj has 50.
Oh, that's right. I gave Niraj 50.
Oh, he has 50. Hi.
50. So 50 more to Niraj for keeping up with his points.
Oh, Niraj is at 100.
I'll give Andreas 50, throw him a bone. Yeah.
That's good. I like pity points. I'll take them. Pity points are okay. Yeah.
There we go. Okay, it's a tight game now with so Andreas, why don't you tell me? So Andreas and Niraj, this is going to be really interesting. I can't wait to hear this because I would say out of all the people on the call, y'all are the newest to the Azure data community. So Andreas, if you had advice or if you want to talk about what the community means to you, or if you wanted to talk to someone about how they get involved, how would they do that?
Oh, great question. I'll try to keep it under a minute. So in my time, I've been to sessions with data community presentations, and I always said, what are they doing up there that I'm not doing? So I looked at them as sort of like the beacons and like the standard of how do I get there? And then I started chipping away, the store data is so big. It's AI, it's SQL. And then it's analytics, it's IoT. And I found an area that I loved. And I said, you know what, I'm going to be the best in here. So I started chipping away at one of the processes that I went through is find your learning collateral, the one that gets you in the morning that you say, I can watch this 10 minutes a day. And it doesn't have to be 1 hour sessions, 2 hour sessions of learning. No one sticks around for those 4 hour sessions. Small consumable chunks that get you day by day, they elevate your level. And then what really elevated my level was actually finally doing public speaking, getting in front of people, because you have to show up with your A game. And then once you get past that first point, that first session where you actually deliver, you start rolling around those circles, those people, and you start, you're in the mix. You're now not only you're working in the area you love, but what's really fulfilling is that you're helping other people get there. You're telling them how to get there. You're showing them how to get there, and that give back component is much more fulfilling to me that I ever thought it would be. Help getting an email or a message saying, "Hey, I saw how you did this. How can I do that? How can I get there?" And that is what I think the data community represents for me at the end of the day. So there's my minute.
Excellent. That's good stuff. So
don't cry. Don't start crying.
I was going to say, Mr. Ludeman, where are our totals at? Where are we sitting? Because Niraj had a 50-point late. Niraj still has a late. Niraj, it's yours to win or lose, buddy. What do you got? What does the SQL data community mean?
So I'm an introvert, just an introvert. I'm always scared to go to a presentation or speak on something. But hearing about all these good things that we hope and Brad, definitely you brought it up. Now I feel confidence to definitely go present or maybe at least a part of the data. I'm a part of data community, just never presented out, never gone to a community. New York, I think there was one in probably last 2 years. Nothing there up in New York, but definitely something that I'll look forward to go ahead. I did start, I was talking to Andreas and Brad a couple of days back. Maybe I can come to Atlanta or come to the Orlando one that you have and probably present it out. Definitely, presenting to a data forum is something that I'm looking forward this year to do it, and definitely attending a couple of them. I think that speaking to a live audience definitely going to give me some confidence to speak, going above my introvert level. Probably.
I tell you what, you let me know when you do that. I'll talk with Sue and make sure it doesn't conflict with the family schedule. But I'll fly up. I want to see you do that, man. I love that. I love the inspiration to get involved in the community.
Can we?
I don't get
another 100 points for getting out of his comfort zone.
Boom! Oh my God!
Drop the mic.
Wow, Niraj, you're at 200 points.
It's surprising. Niraj is ahead. Yeah.
Niraj, you spit some hot fire, dude.
Thank you.
Wow. I'm glad I have tissues nearby because I almost cried.
Is that James Joyce? I love that poem.
All right. Well, I know that we're at about time. We're a little bit over. So real quick, I'm just going to do a couple reminders that we've already talked about Microsoft Ignite. Make sure to continue to do that. On Thursday, we have our community roundtable where we will be highlighting content from the community. Get that community content out there, and also drop us a line on one of our Twitter feeds or one of our YouTube feeds. Let us know some content that you got out there. We would love to highlight you And we love being able to get out. There's so many wonderful people passionately working on things, and it just helps so many people going forward. We appreciate all of you. That's going to be the Thursday show. Remember that we have Live 360 coming up. Live 360, Buck Woody will be there. Josh Ludeman will be there. I'll be there. We'll be doing a pre-con on Sunday. Go to aka.ms/live360 to be able to see our hands-on cloud, ground-to-cloud SQL Server hands-on lab that we're going to do. It's going to be an all-day thing. We're using SQL 2022. We're going to talk about the latest improvements of SQL and how to be able to get there. Go to Live 360, remember, and Ludeman, I know you're on mute, but it's at the beautiful. Do you want to go? Beautiful. Lowe's Royal Pacific Resort on the beautiful Universal Studio campus. We are hoping to see you there in Orlando. Remember, it is the week before Thanksgiving. What a great time to take the family and go and see that. They're going to have it decorated for the holidays. There will be a gingerbread house with a little train going around it by a Christmas tree. I always love seeing that. I'm a sucker for that. And is it official, Josh? Is Niraj our winner? The great one, the myth, the legend, Niraj, you are the host next Tuesday. I can't wait to see what it's going to be. Anything that I forgot? Anything else we need to talk about?
Hope, what's your favorite infused beer?
I usually, the only infusion I want is hops. So
Gotcha.
I'm a citrus hophead. So yeah.
Oh, let me mention really quickly the Tuesday at Past Summit at 4 Pacific. We're going to do a user group leaders meeting at the Washington State Convention Center. So if you're a user group leader and you're going to be at Past Summit, that Tuesday afternoon is when we're going to have our user group summit kind of thing.
And I've been to those before. That's a great place to be able to network, connect, and everybody's facing the same issues as we rebuild this Azure data community.
Yep.
Wonderful. All right.
Can they hear the music too, Brad, or do I just look like?
Oh no. Yeah, everybody's got it.
Okay, good. Okay.
You're just so happy you hear the music. That's what it is. Got music on the background all the time. All right. I appreciate it. Thanks, everyone. Great show.